Today, let's answer the question, does a poor diet actually cause depression? That's up next. All right, so in this one, we are talking about the relationship between food and mood. And more specifically, we're going to try to answer the question, does a diet filled with junk food actually cause depression? My name is Dr. Matthew Nuesse, and I focus on helping people lose weight naturally and then maintain that weight long term. If you want to learn more about what we do, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below to our brand new app. That's NUE. It is a free app you can download that may help spark your weight loss journey, help transform your life. So as an expert on permanent and natural weight loss, the snap judgment answer I might be able to give, or would be easy for me to give, would be of course, a bad diet, a poor diet, a diet filled with junk food, with fast food is going to cause depression. But instead of giving that snap judgment answer, I would like to actually look at all of the research. And there's been some research, there's been a lot of research done on this subject. So let's actually look at the data and try to interpret it and find out what the actual science is telling us on this subject. So I have been accused from time to time in the comments section of some of my videos that I'm a little long-winded. So I'm going to give you the answer straight away. Do I believe that a junk food diet is going to cause depression? My answer is no, I actually do not. And as surprising as this answer may seem, I do believe that there are other factors at play based on, again, the research that I am going to quote here, or that I'm going to show you here. So let's actually dive into the research and go over the factors that may cause depression and a poor diet. All right, I'm going to be quoting a couple of different articles, so I am going to look down here at my computer screen. I will leave a link to all of these articles if you're interested in actually reading them for yourself, again, in the description box below. So the first research study that gives us one piece of this puzzle, I'll quote it, and it said that a dietary pattern characterized by high intake of fruit, vegetables, whole grain, fish, olive oil, low-fat dairy and antioxidants, and low intakes of animal foods was apparently associated with a decreased risk of depression. So basically what they're saying is a cleaner, healthier diet is associated with a decreased risk of depression. They go on to say a dietary pattern characterized by a high consumption of red or processed meat, refined grains, sweets, sugars, high fats, dairy products, butter, potatoes, and high fat gravy, and low intakes of fruits and vegetables is associated with an increased risk of depression. So basically then they're saying a poor diet is associated with an increased risk of depression. So this sounds like a slam dunk, right? Of course, we have a research article that shows that there's an association between your poor diet or a good diet and your risk of depression, or lessening your risk of depression. So it's a slam dunk, right? It's not that easy. We've got to dig a little deeper. So we have to ask the question, what if somebody, or what if these participants were already depressed and then they turn to junk food or sweets as a way to cope with that depression? And we will hear this all the time in our offices. Somebody will be dealing with a difficult time in their life, they'll be depressed, they'll be going through anxiety, and they will turn to food to try to cope with that depression. And usually this food isn't the most healthy food. Usually this is junk food, this is sweets, this is comfort food. So what if the depression was first and then they turned to the junk food? So luckily, the researchers actually took this into consideration. They asked that question as well, and they went on to look at the baseline diet and then calculate the risk for participants later developing depression. So instead of this chicken and egg situation that we have going on, they actually went on to establish a dietary pattern first and then look at the risk for depression. And they went on to say that a healthy diet, and they mentioned the Mediterranean diet as an example, a healthy diet was associated with a significantly lower risk of developing depression. So that should put a bow on it, right? Diet directly affects mood, and now we have 2 research studies to kind of back that up. But earlier I said I don't believe that a poor diet actually leads to depression. So why am I still sticking by that? Well, again, I don't feel that even this far the research has dived quite deep enough. So let's actually take it one step further. So correlation does not equal causation. Just because 2 things are correlated together, in this case depression and a poor diet, just because they happen together does not mean that one causes the other. That's a very important concept to understand. So we have to look and think about what could cause both. What could cause not only depression, but also a poor diet. And in my opinion, and there's been tons of research on this subject, and again, I will leave some of that in the description box below, but this comes down to income inequality, or more specifically, poverty. The lower income you are, the more stress you have about finances, the more likely you are going to be depressed. Now, not everybody in that situation becomes depressed, but it can directly lead to depression. And lower income populations oftentimes do not get the right nutrition. They often turn to quick and cheap meals that have a lot of calories but no nutrition. Think of fast food. So poverty or lower income, economic stress can actually lead to both, can lead to depression and can lead to a poor diet. So in conclusion, while eating healthy, maintaining a healthy diet obviously does wonders to your health and may actually help you feel better emotionally, I do not believe that it directly causes depression on its own. I believe that actually what causes both depression and a poor diet is economics. It boils down to economics in this particular case. All right, until next time, everybody, stay happy and stay healthy, and I will catch everyone in the next video.